What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are back with some more NBA plays. Today we're going to go over our player props, we're going to go over some money lines, and we're going to lock in some of these plays live. Coming off of our free picks again, another great day. We went 4-1 on the free picks yesterday. The only one that missed was our man Noah Clowney. So we had Noah Clowney for 15 points and assists. He had 14 after 3 quarters. Could not give us one in the fourth quarter, and then they ended up stat correcting him back down to 13. So if he would have gave us that one more and got stat corrected, I probably would have been salty as well. So honestly, it's probably just better that he didn't cash and get corrected. But regardless, he should have been free. It is what it is. We did cash this slip right here. Kyle Filipowski, rebounds and assists. This slip was given to you guys live yesterday on YouTube. So if you guys locked it in, you cashed out pretty big. It was a nice little win. We also cashed our no vig boost yesterday. So that was a plus 400 parlay I gave you yesterday that cashed out, which we'll be trying to do again today. For some reason, this is what no vig is doing. And I'm refreshing their page right now. So as of right now, no vig is not going to work for me in the video, so we may not be able to do that live. We'll see. I am going to pick a winner here in just a moment to win free VIP, so you guys know how this works. If this video gets 250 likes, I will select a random comment from the comments to win a free month of our VIP. So make sure you guys are dropping a like, leaving a comment. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. We'd love to have you guys a part of the Discord. The Discord is free to join. And let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So the winner from yesterday's video is going to be for Pick the Kicks. We say it's Money Chasing Monday. Let's go. We'll pick the kicks. Send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for that free month of VIP, and I appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys. If you guys do want to join our Discord or join our WAP, link is down in the description. It's only $10 a week or $25 a month. Very, very good value at that price, and you can get 20% off using code MLB. Secure your spot now. Like I said, we got probably another week or two of leaving at this price, and I'm probably going to be going up just a little bit. It's not going to be anything significant, but it's going to be a little bit up. So you guys can get locked in now, and you'll be there for life. But regardless, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some free picks. Let's go ahead and lock in some props. We are on a 13-1 run right now on our free picks, almost sweeping 3 days in a row, which is a heck of a day, man. So hopefully we can keep that streak going in. But let's talk about player props first, and then we'll lock in some money lines as well. But first player prop of the day that I like is going to be for man Anthony Edwards. So if you guys don't know, we have Minnesota taking on the Lakers tonight. This one is in LA. Should be a pretty competitive game. I think Lakers are like plus 120 or something like that at home. But right now I like Anthony Edwards, and the main thing I like for Ant-Man right now is going to be his PRA. And the reason I like his PRA is because of the value that you can get on a certain platform. So if you play this on parlay play, you can get very good value on Ant-Man. It is a boosted play at 35 PRA. So it's a 1.46x payout, which is good value. If you come over here and alt this down to 34.5 and you check where this is across most books, you're looking at minus 213 is the best odds you can get, and that one is going to be on DraftKings. So pretty good value on parlay play if you want to lock it in. Looking at Ant-Man at 35 PRA, he's cashed at 7 of his last 10 games. He's cashed at 14 of his last 20, which is a 70% hit rate, averaging right at 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's a good matchup versus the Lakers. Ant-Man, in the past, has cashed about 50% of the time versus the Lakers. He has one game this season where he just rocked 40 PRA. The Lakers give up a decent amount of stats. They have some spots where they don't give up a lot of rebounds and things like that. But if you look at him to the guard position, decent amount of assists. Not as many points and rebounds as you would think. But I'm expecting this to be a pretty competitive game. I don't think Ant-Man is going to get shut down or anything like that for sure. And I think 35 is a little bit too low. So I will be locking in Ant-Man. He's putting up a decent amount of shot volume, around 20 field goal attempts per game. That's versus the Lakers. You look at his last 10, he's putting up 21 field goal attempts per game. With some of these games getting close to 30 shots per game. Ant-Man gives us any type of shot volume like that, and there's no way he doesn't give us 35 PRA unless he shoots like 10%, which I don't see that happening. So Ant-Man, one of my favorite plays on the slate right now, and I am going to be locking him in for this boosted play on parlay play. Now I will say, if you guys haven't signed up for parlay play, if you do so using code Fantasy Aces, you get $5 for free, you get a deposit match, and you get free VIP. And you guys can see I keep most of my bankroll, or a lot of bankroll, in parlay play. And this is, I'll refresh it. There you go. You can see we've got 10.4K in there right now, and we'll be locking in more slips live. So parlay play, one of my favorite platforms for player props. If you want to give it a try, links down in the description. And you guys can sign up for any app in the description and get a free month of a VIP. They do stack. You can get up to 8 months for free. But Ant-Man's pick number 1. Who do I like with Ant-Man? One person I was looking at with Ant-Man is going to be for our man Tyler Hero. Now, Tyler Hero can be a little bit more sweaty tonight on his props. And I'll say that because They're playing against the Wizards. So you got Miami versus the Wizards. This is in Miami. There's slight blowout potential. There is a lot of injuries right now on the Miami side of things. So I'm hoping this game stays pretty competitive. So every one of these players on Miami, their line is going to be elevated just because of the matchup. The Wizards have one of the worst defenses in the league. It is very difficult to play props versus the Wizards sometimes just because of how weak their defense is, and then of how much blowout potential there actually is. Now, if you look at the head-to-head data from Hero, he has 0 games versus the Wizards this season. Last season, he had 37, 25, and 22 PRA in his 3 games. Hero is one of those guys. He puts up a lot of points some games. Some games he can facilitate and get a lot of RA, but there's going to be some games where he just puts up nothing but points. Like you see here, he gets a few RA and then 20-something points per game. Last 3 games, 51 PRA, 34 and 34. So he's been putting up decent numbers. The 51 game was versus Charlotte. He can put up 30 points in a game. Like, Hero can easily catch this line for us. As long as the game is semi-competitive, I don't think this line right here at 29.5 PRA is going to be something he can't get. You can play his original line if you want. Like I said, Bam and Hero are mainly the 2 players that I'm looking at from this Miami side of things. I'm not saying you can't look at other players, but Bam and Hero are the 2 go-to guys right now, especially when they're missing Norman Powell, missing Andrew Wiggins. Ware is questionable. Fontecchio is probable, but they're missing a lot of players, man. A lot of usage is going to come in for both Bam and Tyler Hero. So Bam's line is sitting like 38.5 PRA. Bam at 38.5 PRA is a crazy high line. Like, there's no way I take that. So that is one reason I went with Tyler Hero at 30 PRA. I think this line's low enough for him to cash if you play it at this line, and I do think that there is some decent value here. So if we look at Tyler, come down here, 29.5. It is going to be a 1.25x. Yes, this is going to be a goblin. I am pairing it with the Ant-Man boost. I'm just going to go ahead and take this 1.8x and just take the free money if it cashes. Obviously, nothing's free in life, but right here, a 1.8x right here, I'm okay with taking $200 profit off 250. So I'm hit place. If you don't want to play this exact slip, you can mess around with the lines and do what you want. I don't think Hero points is that bad to take, but I do like his PRA slightly better just in case he does have a facilitating game. There's going to be games where he can get 9 and 10 assists. So give me Tyler Hero here. So this is the line or the slip that I have locked in right now. We're going to refresh just so you know it is legit. Tyler Hero plus Anthony Edwards, 29.5 PRA plus 34.5 PRA locked in. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into our 3rd player prop of the day. So the 3rd prop for the day that I'm going to take is going to be for our man Jason Tatum. Tatum has cashed us 3 games in a row, or both games that he's played so far this season. Not 3, this is his 3rd game. But he's been playing good, man. So obviously, the history for Hero is not going to be accurate. You're looking at the last 2 games. That's all he has from this season. He's playing around 27 minutes per game. I'm expecting similar usage tonight. 27 minutes is probably what he's going to be sitting at. So I think Tatum at 27 minutes can give us 30.5 PRA. Now, you can play this at 30.5. You can play it at 29.5 on certain platforms. You can buy it down. You can take Tatum for 20 points. You can play his rebounds and assists. It's up to you. Last time we took his RA is what chalked us. His PRA cash pretty easy. So I'm looking at this game as, it's the Celtics versus the Spurs. You got 2 of the best teams in the league playing against each other. This is a playoff caliber game. Tatum coming back, 3rd game back. This is the most competitive game he's had since coming back, in my opinion. I think obviously the Spurs are going to be better than Cleveland. That's just my opinion, but I do think the Spurs are a tough team, and they're playing in San Antonio. So this is going to be a statement game potentially for the Celtics. If the Celtics can come into San Antonio and beat this Spurs team with Jason Tatum back, like they're going to be feeling themselves. So Tatum, I think, has a big game tonight. If you look at his head-to-head versus the Spurs, 53 and 47 PRA in both games last season. So he typically plays good versus San Antonio. I'm expecting a decent game tonight. The Spurs don't give up a lot of stats overall. If you go to the power forward and small forward position, you're not looking at very many stats at all. But Jason Tatum could get stats against anybody. So I don't think that Tatum's going to get shut down or anything like that. As long as he shoots semi-decent, I think he can cash this 30 PRA line for us. If you look at him this season, he's averaging right at 16 in field goal attempts in both games. He shot 38%, so he made 6 for 16, which is decent field goal percentage. It's not great, so I'm expecting a little bit better from him tonight, maybe a little bit more shot volume. I like Tatum, so I'm going to take a chance on Tatum at 29.5 PRA. Like I said, you can play him depending on the platform at 30.5 or 29.5. Right now, it's a 1.78x for 30.5 and then a 1.58x for 29.5. So I'm going to select the 29.5, and then we're going to see what the payout is with our last prop. So the last prop of the day that I had was going to be for our man Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. And I don't know why I just swapped my W's and my R's, and I apologize for that cringeness. But anyways, let's go here for Westbrook. So this is one of those plays, man, where I don't like betting on Westbrook because usually he does the opposite of what I think. And if you want to continue that trend, you can just reverse me and take his under. But I'm taking him for 29 PRA. And we might buy that down with Tatum, or we might play this on underdog for the original lines. We'll see. Really, underdog is going to be the best value here because Westbrook's line at 28.5 is going to be original line, so you can get a 3.5x on underdog. But if you look at Indiana, it's a matchup for Westbrook where he typically plays pretty good. Last game he had this, or the only game this season, he put up 50 PRA, triple double. Last game he just had was 46 PRA, a triple-double. So Westbrook's one of those guys. He can get a triple-double every game, or he can get 6 points right here. He can do – he's not very consistent is all I'm going to say. So he's cashed this line 50% of games on the season. Like, it's coin flip for him. It really is. This is a good matchup. The Pacers give up a lot of stats. Westbrook should have a decent game. They don't have very many guys to go to. They have Reynald, Westbrook, and DeRozan. And Achille, obviously, Precious has been balling as well. We can look at Precious's line. It's 26.5 PRA. He's coming off of a 25 game. I mean, I don't dislike this play either. I'm going to take a chance on Westbrook just because he's coming off of a baller game, and I feel like he might be feeling himself. So I'm going to ride the wave here and hope that he has another good game. But 28.5 PRA is what I was looking at. We'll probably buy it down since we're going to probably play the original lines on underdog instead. So we can get him at 25. This puts us at a double up at 30 and then 25 right here. So we can do that. We can throw we can do 500 on it, or we can just do 250. I'm going to do a $500 bet on this one, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to run that Westbrook for 25 with Tatum for 30. And I do like that play. I'm going to keep playing Tatum as long as his lines stay pretty low because 27 minutes is decent minutes for the lines they're giving us for Tatum. So that's what I got for today, guys. Tatum with Westbrook, Hero with Ant-Man. If you don't like any of these plays, don't play it. If you do like it, lock them in, and hopefully we have us a good day today. We're about to go over some money lines, so make sure you guys stick around for that. And let's see if our Novig will actually load. Of course it won't. So we're going to go to the money lines here, and we're going to talk about each one of these games individually. And let's see what we got, guys. So first game on the slate is going to be the Sixers versus the Grizzlies. Right now, Philly minus 150 favorites at home. You would think they'd be stronger favorites, but due to injury news, this game is actually pretty competitive. When you look at this game, both teams are on a back-to-back. It's a 3.5 spread, 227.5 total. Most of the money going to be on Philly. Looking at injury news here, I mean, everybody out for Memphis. A lot of players out for Philly, and some of this isn't completely updated. Like Tyrese right here, it just says suffered a white sprain, whatever, and will miss at least 2 games. So this can change. I don't think I can bet on the Grizzlies here. I'm just going to say that. So, like I said, both teams are on a back-to-back. The Grizzlies played last night versus the Nets. The Nets ended up beating them, and then Cleveland ended up beating the Sixers last night. So I do think Philly wins this game. I do think some of these players may end up playing. And, there's not much edge that I feel like you can get from this game. I think it's just hope players play, and if they don't, then you have a very messy, sloppy game between these two mediocre teams. So that's what I'm going to say. But give me the Sixers in this one. Next game is going to be Atlanta versus the Mavericks. The Mavericks are pretty much fully healthy. The Hawks have been pretty dominant since coming back from the break. You look at this Hawks team, they are on a 6-game win streak. They have only lost 1 game since coming back from the break, and that was versus Miami. And that one was at home. Miami ended up blowing them out, which is pretty insane when you consider the way they've been playing. They're playing against a Mavericks team that's tanking. Like, this Mavericks team has not been very dangerous. They are pretty much fully healthy. They're just missing Kyrie still and then Derek Lively, who have both been out the entire season, so nothing new there. But looking at this team, man, like, I think this game could stay competitive. I don't think that Dallas is not capable of beating Atlanta. Atlanta's not like some powerhouse team. They're not the Spurs or the Celtics or OKC or anything like that. They've been playing good basketball, and I think they can continue that streak into tonight. But if you think that Dallas, if you're leaning Dallas at all at plus 335, the odds are out there are not very bad. And you're looking at a lot of money on the Atlanta side of things. So I think the Mavericks are live dogs. I think they do have a chance to come out here and beat Atlanta in Atlanta, but I realistically think that the Hawks are a better team, and since the Mavericks are tanking, it's very hard to want to put money on them. So give me the Hawks to win this game, but that's not a very confident Hawks pick, I will say that. Next game is going to be the Heat versus the Wizards. We've talked about this. injuries from both sides of things. I don't think the Wizards are winning the game. I'm just going to say that there's not much that needs to come into this. It's a 15.5 spread. I'm just not going to be playing any bets on this one, especially with the Wizards the way that they are. Next game going to be the Nets versus the Pistons. The Pistons literally coming off of a loss versus the Nets, playing in Brooklyn. The Nets are plus 800 underdogs again. Now, granted, they played a few days ago. The Nets were plus 800 underdogs in Detroit and beat Detroit. So am I going to say the Nets can't win? They've proven they can. Realistically, do you think a Nets on a back-to-back is going to beat a Pistons team? I don't think so. You look at the injury news here. Cade is playing. LeVert is out, and Ulster Thompson is out so far, or as of right now. Right now, Michael Porter Jr. is sitting as rest, but that was for yesterday, so he's probably going to play tonight. So kind of got to take that with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure Porter is going to play, but I mean, even if Porter plays, man, I just don't see them losing again to this Nets team. Like, I feel like this Detroit team is probably a little bit embarrassed about the first loss. And I don't think they're going to let it happen again. If they do, that's crazy. But give me Detroit, and I think Detroit honestly covers the 14.5 spread. I think they come out here like angry and upset, and I think they get that win pretty strongly. Next game is going to be the Rockets versus the Raptors. We have a couple very good games right here in a row. So Raptors versus Rockets. This one's going to be in Houston. The Rockets are minus 174 favorites. You have a 4.5-point spread and a 217.5 total. Public betting right now. Most of the money is going to be on the Houston side of things. I'm leaning Rockets myself, but this Raptors team, man, they're not bad. Coming off of a win versus Dallas, a blowout win a couple days ago, whereas the Rockets are coming off of a blowout loss versus the Spurs. This one was in San Antonio. I had Spurs Moneyline, which is good. You look at Toronto, potentially missing Hepburn. They are missing Trace Jackson Davis. A.J. Lawson questionable. Kyler Murray Boyles is out. And then you have a questionable Jakob Poeltl. On the Houston side of things, you have Jayshawn Tate missing and then Fred VanVleet, assuming that the injury news is consistent right now. Obviously, things can change. Nothing really major coming from this Houston side of things. And I just think they're a better team, man. You put Houston at home, they have a 72% win rate. The Raptors have a 63% win rate on the road. Honestly, a very strong road team. And they've won, 7 of the last 9 games, so they've been very, very strong on the road. You look at head-to-head matchup versus the Rockets. They lost their last game, but that was from last season. This season they played one game, and Houston beat them by 18 points, and that one was in Toronto. So I do think the Rockets win this game. I'm on the Rockets at minus 174. The value's not the greatest, but if we can play them on a no-vig boost or something like that, I'd be willing to run their money line. So give me Houston to win this game. Next game is probably going to be the best game on the slate. I think this one could go either way, but you got the Spurs taking on the Celtics. Now, this one is in San Antonio. The Spurs are minus 134 favorites at home. 3.5 spread, 222.5 total. 59% of the money on Boston at plus money. 51% on them covering a 3.5-point spread. Now, neither team on a back-to-back. Boston coming off of a win versus the Cleveland. Boston has won majority of their games lately. Spurs as well. The Spurs have lost one game of their last 16. Like, the Spurs have been dominant, coming off of a strong win versus Houston, playing at home again. Peyton Pritchard questionable for the Boston side of things, with Vucevic still sitting. Spurs are missing Harrison Barnes, and then Mason Plumlee is questionable. So, a couple small injuries on both sides of things, not really anything major that we need to worry about. This game's tough. This team have played once this season. Spurs beat them by 5. That one was in Boston, close game. San Antonio, or the Spurs, is so hard to beat at home. 80% win rate. I can't bet against the Spurs here. As strong as the Celtics look, and I like the Celtics lineup, I'm glad Tatum is back. They can definitely win this game, but I just can't bet against the Spurs. The Spurs defense is so strong. They are defensively sound across the board. Wemby, great rim protector. The perimeter defense is so strong. Like, I don't see them consistently getting beat by very many teams. And the Celtics, strong team. Obviously, anything can happen in this game, and this is a clash of the Titans here. But I got to go with the Spurs. I got to trust my gut here, and I'm just going to say Spurs money line on this one. If you're a Celtics fan, I'm not hating. Like, I like this Boston team, but Spurs still a very, very dominant team too. Next game is going to be Suns versus Bucks. Bucks are plus 113 at home. You actually have even odds here at 1.5 spread, 217.5 total. Most of the money on Phoenix covering the spread, and then most of the money on the Bucks money line. When you look at these teams, Bucks coming off of a loss versus Orlando, they got beat by 40 points. The Suns coming off of a win versus Charlotte. Suns are missing potentially Grayson Allen. Dylan Brooks still out. Jordan Goodwin questionable. Mark Williams is out. Milwaukee missing Kevin Porter, Taurean Prince maybe, and they do have Giannis playing this game. And now Giannis playing, The team still hasn't been good, man. Like, I can't bet against the Suns. I just can't do it. Like, every time I bet against the Suns, they win. Every time I bet with them, they lose. But can't get the Suns team right. Had the same problem with the Pacers last year. It's just one of those teams I just can't call. I think the Bucks can win. They're plus money. Don't trust them, though. That's what I'm going to say. I don't trust them. So give me the Suns here at minus 114. You got even odds. I think the Suns can win. Next game is going to be Trailblazers versus Charlotte. Charlotte coming off of a loss versus the Suns. This game's tough. Charlotte's lost 2 games in a row. They're back to below 500, 49% win rate. Like, this is tough for the Hornets, man. The Hornets have got to continue the rest of this season strong if they want to make the playoffs. I think they do. The Hornets are one of the better teams in the league as of lately. But last couple games, man, they've struggled. They got beat by Miami and Phoenix, as we just said. Going against the Trailblazers, they're coming off of a strong win versus Indiana. Charlotte missing McNeely. Saloon and Kobe White also is out this game. Looking at Portland, Dame is out, obviously. And then Shaedon Sharpe is questionable. Now, Pacers played 2 days ago. Let's see here. Hold up. Let me make sure this is out versus the Trailblazers, out versus Portland, out versus Portland. Okay, I'm just making sure that was consistent before I make a call here. Portland pretty much fully healthy as well, just missing Sharp. They got Clingan, got Abdia, head-to-head matchup. Charlotte beat them the last game by 16 points, but I'm pretty sure they were missing some players. This game could go either way, man. Portland for plus 140 is hard not to take. I got to roll with the Hornets here. 3 losses in a row. I don't think it's going to happen. Give me Charlotte, man. Charlotte on the road in Portland. It's a tough call. Very tough call. Very unconfident pick here. Portland can win. Portland's not a bad team when they're healthy. So, could go either way. The value's obviously going to be better for Portland at plus 140, but I think the Hornets get a get back tonight. I think they win. So, I'm going to take them. Next game is going to be the Warriors versus Bulls. Big X for me. Fading this game. Could go either way. Like, I don't trust either of these teams. Got a decently high scoring total, 227.5. It could end up going over. I don't mind the over on that one myself. But these teams are just not teams that I trust to take. So I'm going to fade this game. Last 2 games, we have Pacers versus Kings, Minnesota versus Lakers. We're going to look at this Kings-Pacers game. Sacramento minus 150 favorites at home. 3.5 spread, 238.5 total, where you can see where most of the money is. I'm not going to start. Not going to say all these numbers, whatever. Just pause it if you want to look at them. Right now, I do think that the Kings are probably a little bit better than this Pacers team when the Pacers are missing some players. So Siakam is out. I mean, you guys can see this. You got Nembhard doubtful. T.J. McConnell's out. They're missing a lot of players. Sacramento, same spot, missing a lot of players. Keegan Murray, obviously, a lot of these players out for the rest of the season. But they're pretty much with their lineup that they're going to be playing with the rest of the season. Now, they're both tanking teams. Neither of these teams looking very strong. Both of them with 23% win rate, 77% losses. Like, they're just not great teams. I kind of lean the Kings here at home. I think their lineup is a little bit better right now, and that's like not saying much. Like, both, this could go either way. I think they've been playing better lately. I'm going to run with the Kings here, but I'm probably not going to have any money on this game myself. So you're not going to see like a Kings money line or anything on the no big boost. So give me Sacramento though. I think that's a very tough game to call. Then the last game on the slate, you got the Lakers plus 122 underdogs at home. 2.5 spread, 233.5 total. Most of the money going to be on Minnesota. I lean Minnesota here. Lakers have won 5 of their last 6. They have not beat very many strong teams. They did come off of a win versus the Knicks, beating the Knicks by 13 their last game at home. Minnesota coming off of a pretty weak, pretty strong loss, versus Orlando. Orlando beating them by 27 points, which is a big loss. Other than that, they were on a 5-game win streak, winning 8 of their last 9 games. So they've been playing good. The Timberwolves are one of the best teams in the league. They got a strong roster. They should be better than they've been playing, to be honest with you. But the Lakers the same way. Both these teams are Jekyll and Hyde. Either of these teams can lose to bad teams and they can beat good teams. So it really just depends on which version of the team you get. LeBron is questionable. Give me Minnesota, man. I just don't trust the Lakers. Every time I bet on the Lakers, they sell me. They have sold so many no-vig boosts. I'm going with the Timberwolves here. As a Lakers fan, it sucks saying that, but I think Minnesota wins. So we're going to try one more time on no-vig here. I cannot get this to load, man. We can't lock in a no-vig boost. Unless I lock it in on my phone and try to show it to you up on the screen like that. We can potentially do that. So let's try that. I'm going to pause the video real quick, and I'll be right back when I get this slip locked in. All right, so I got the boost locked in, guys. So this is yesterday's no big boost, by the way, that we locked in live. So plus 403, we cashed. It was 25 to pay 125. We had Cavs money line, which is obviously terrible odds. We had the Nuggets plus 7.5, which cashed, and then we had Brooklyn. So we took the Nets money line at minus 102. So that was mainly the coin flip game. The other one I was pretty confident in, and they all cashed. So we got a nice little 4x parlay, which was a good value. So if you tell that, congrats. If you didn't, I'm very sorry, and hopefully we can cash again today for you. But here's today's. I'm going to be running with Spurs money line, Rockets money line, and then Charlotte money line. Now, if you don't trust one of these teams, you can swap one of these teams for Minnesota, and you got about the same odds. So it's up to you guys. I'm running with the Spurs. That one's probably the riskiest in my opinion. I do like Houston, and I do like the Hornets to win. Like I said, I think the Hornets get a get back. Any of these games they're potentially coin flip, guys. Any of these games could go either way. The Rockets are my favorite. I don't think the Rockets are going to lose at home to the Raptors tonight. I just don't think it happens. The Spurs, this one's tough, and then so is this one. But like I said, Minnesota and the Lakers, you can run that one in this parlay as well, or you can just swap any of these teams with it, and you can pretty much meet that plus 300 threshold. And once again, the way this works, you have to have a parlay for plus 300 to activate the boost. It's got to be 3 teams, so make sure you guys are aware of that. So that's what I got for today, guys. Lock them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm going to see y'all in tomorrow's video.